Who else here is a full-time crier? Because I am. Welcome to the Pillow Talk podcast, except it's just Kai in bed yapping. The vibe here is that point of a sleepover where you're just lying in bed and things get really sad or funny or political, anything extreme, that's the goal. So, enjoy. I don't know if this is a spiritual thing, a physical thing, like to do with my body, or a mental thing, like it's maybe my personality or something, but I'm a crier. I think it has to do with almost all of those things. Mentally, I know I'm very empathetic. When I watch movies and something sad happens, everyone else in the room can be totally neutral to it, and I will be feeling exactly what they're feeling, which is kind of concerning because I like horror movies. So it's like maybe I like the adrenaline that I'm feeling from embodying their emotion. Oh my gosh, I just realized that. But yeah, when I watch movies and someone's crying, it could be something so stupid, but I will literally embody why they're crying and I will feel bad for them and cry as well. The ones close to me know this. But because of this, I have experienced a lot of judgment for it. And I'm pretty sure everyone's aware of the fact that society does look at crying as a weakness and as a bad thing. So we're all pretty aware of that perception. But I have been faced with it, I think, a little bit more in my life. Maybe not so much as men, because men get frowned upon for just feeling emotion because you're supposed to be a man or whatever. I don't agree with that, by the way. But anyway, because I have cried so much in circumstances where a lot of people wouldn't cry, I have been told a lot of things about it. I've been told that it's a weak thing, that, oh, why are you crying? Like, that's not going to help the situation. Bitch, do you think I'm doing this on purpose? Do you think I'm doing it because I think it's going to benefit the situation? Pretty much every time I cry, well, except for most recently, it is against my will. It's my whole childhood. I basically am always fighting back whenever I feel the need to cry. It's like telling myself that it's stupid and that I'm not sad. Like, why are you doing that? But recently I've been learning not to fight it because, ah, guys, I can't tell you how much worse it feels when I don't cry. Like when I fight it back, it literally feels like I'm holding a bunch of rocks in my throat. It just does me so much better to just let it out. And sometimes, I wish people understood this about me, but sometimes I'm crying, but not because I need comfort. It's just a release. Like sometimes I'll just start crying about something and I'm like, okay, no, wait, like you don't need to give attention to this. Like, I appreciate that you have empathy and that you're trying to do something about me crying, but sometimes literally just let me cry because it doesn't mean that I'm sad and I need comfort. Sometimes it just means that I'm feeling an emotion intensely and I just need to let it out. And sometimes I wish it was more normalized to just have someone cry and then just ask, like, okay, do you need more right now or are you okay? Because a lot of the time I'm just like, no, I'm fine. Just like, let me cry. I'll be fine. And I'd love to know if anyone relates to this, please, because I don't think I have met anyone that relates to that. Because a lot of the people in my life are more emotionally regulated. And I'm not even sure if that's the right way to say that. I've gone back and forth with the idea that maybe me crying a lot is because I don't know how to regulate my emotions. And then I think the people in my life that know how to hold back their tears and that don't feel the need to cry all the time, maybe they do know how to regulate their emotions, but I don't know anymore. Like, I used to think that I was so emotionally intelligent because I would know how I feel and let myself feel it. But ever since experiencing certain losses and seeing how I react versus how other people in the situation react, I actually sometimes think I'm a little bit emotionally unstable. What if it is just that I feel 10 times more deeply than everybody else around me? And so if I don't cry, it'll be worse. I think it is that. And I hope that is true. But I'm not going to lie, in the past 2 years, I started to think that I was more emotionally unstable than emotionally intuitive or whatever. And I never know. I don't know anymore. But all I know now is that I can attempt to regulate my emotions, and I have been by like doing work and before reacting, asking myself, like, is it worth it to react right now? And sometimes when it's not an immediate reaction thing, I'll journal about it to see if that is a genuine feeling that I need to be having. And I've been doing this work, but this year I've been kind of implementing it more, and I've noticed that that is the way that I regulate. And I don't know if it's the best way, but as long as I'm doing that, if I still feel the need to release, I'm going to. I'm going to cry. And you know what, guys? Like, I hate that it's seen as this weak thing because I don't feel it for weak emotions. I don't feel it when I'm fragile. Like, yes, obviously, that would be a part of it, but I would say like 80% of the time when I'm crying, it's because I'm feeling like something really intense, and it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes I'm just super freaking happy and I have to cry about it. Really excited, really angry. Oh yeah, I'm an angry crier. And I don't know why. Like, I want to say it's just because the anger gets so intense that I need to release it somehow. I do think that my body releases things the easiest through crying. But maybe it's also because when I get angry, part of me is also sad. I don't know. Maybe I only think that because people really do associate crying with sadness. Like, maybe it is just pure anger that makes me too overwhelmed to just be angry and I need to cry. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I also think emotions are a lot more complex than we think. I was just watching a video on the neuroscience of emotions, and yeah, it is a lot more complex than we think. But this is going to get a little bit more woo woo. But I'm convinced that another reason that my main way of regulating or releasing emotions is through crying is because I'm a water sign, and not just my star sign. So my sun sign is a water sign, my moon sign, and my rising sign. They're all water. Basically, it's Scorpio, Pisces, Pisces. I know this is getting very astrological, and I just want to give like a heads up on how I feel about astrology, just so that you guys don't think, ah, you see, this is me caring about what you guys think of me. I don't necessarily follow astrology. Like, it's not like I look for my horoscope every day and then live by that or whatever. And I don't think of it as like a fortune telling thing. But there's too many coincidences when it comes to the different signs that people were born in, and then like how that actually does reflect their personality. Like, when I think of different people in the same star sign of each star sign, they all seem like kind of similar. Like, there's still a range. We're all still super complex, and it's not like only your star sign is what affects who you are. There are so many other things in life that affect who you are. But there's like something that just resembles all the people in the same star sign. This might not resonate for a lot of people, but this is just why I'm saying that I do still sometimes take some information from astrology, because I think it can be useful sometimes. My favorite thing about astrology is the moon, because I like, it's literally a physics concept that the moon has an effect on us, because the moon has an effect on water. We are 70% water. Why would it not have an effect on us? And our emotions and all sorts of pathways in our body happen through the water containing parts of our body as well. So, like, how the different phases of the moon, how close the moon is to the earth, I don't see how all of that wouldn't have an effect on us, you know? So, the moon is something I definitely take into consideration in my life. Not my daily life, I'm not like consistent with it, but like, if I see that it's going to be a full moon or a new moon soon, I do take that into consideration when I'm planning certain things. But I'll get more into that in a different video. I kind of just wanted to explain why I'm now talking about star signs, because there is a level that I resonate with it, and it's okay if you don't. Not everything is for everyone. But all I was going to say was that my three major signs are water signs. And I feel like that makes sense then why I process so many of the things that I'm feeling through tears, through water. I'm also a Scorpio, which makes sense why everything is so intense. You know, they always say Scorpios are like super intense, but they always think of it in like an evil or like scary way. And to me, I don't think it has to be scary. I think the world needs more passion, actually. But so here's me saying that maybe, just maybe, astrology has a point. Just maybe. But anyway, I am trying to heal my relationship with crying, and I've been really good with it this year. And I think it's because I'm in a healthy relationship right now, and he's accepted more than I have that I'm a crier. There'll be times where I'll be talking about something very passionately and I'll like start feeling like I'm going to cry, but I'll be like fighting it back, and I'll know that I'm going to be fine. Like, I don't need to cry right now, which, you know, I should probably just let myself cry. And he'll be like, come here, come here. And I'm like, no, what are you doing? No, I am going to cry. And it's like, I should have just let myself cry anyway. But he wasn't scared of me crying. He was like, okay, she needs to cry. Let it out. And I think that helps a lot. And it's helped a lot in my journey of learning to live with this, but also like the more I understand it and accept it, the easier it'll be for me to live. You know what I mean? Like the easier it'll be for me to learn how to regulate my emotions, because I don't think that there is one way for everyone to do it, especially because everyone feels things so differently. So it really does take some internal work, I think, and some acceptance of who you are, how things come up for you. But on that note, I've noticed that in these videos I keep talking about it takes a lot of work. You know, you gotta do the inner work. But I don't like it when people think that you need to constantly be working on yourself. Life's too short. It's not that deep. Live life a little. You don't need to be constantly working on yourself. But I think that if it is something that hinders your ability to live this life fully, like it gives you anxiety, it ruins your relationships, whatever, I don't know. Because now I'm not just talking about crying, it could be anything that you need to work on. Then doing a little bit of inner work could help, you know, especially if it's just to like understand it, learn how to see it before it comes, catch it before it comes, and better your response to it, kind of. But yeah, I don't think we all need to be perfect all the time, and I don't think we need to be working on ourselves all the time, because I actually think that that takes a lot of life out of life. I think just doing the work when it's necessary and then living life for the rest of the time is perfect. Like always, everything's a balance. You know, you can't have too much of something and then it becomes toxic. So, balance it. And this is what I've learned from doing a little bit of the work, but and also just from having someone that loves and accepts me. I think it makes it a lot easier, which not everyone has access to. Like, I didn't have that for most of my life. This is my first relationship, and before that, I don't think I came anywhere near accepting that I'm a crier, and maybe sometimes I do just need to cry, you know? I think knowing what I know now, if I had to be single again, which I hope never happens, but I would just learn to embody what he did for me almost. I need to be who I needed when I was younger. So when younger me was crying, I don't need to be the person that's like, shut the fuck up, stop crying. I need to be the person that's like, let it out and then let it go. That is always what I've needed. This is actually feeling like a therapy session, because honestly, a lot of the things I'm saying now, I'm realizing while saying. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to learn some things about myself, and I hope maybe you learn some things about yourself or learn how to help those around you. But I don't know. Let me know if anything relates to you, or if you have any takes on any of this. Let's just take life a little bit easier and be a little easier on ourselves. Thank you so much for listening to today's Pillow Talk episode. If you have any thoughts, please comment them down below. I want this to be a conversation, like a sleepover. I love you so much. Bye.